Hey everyone, I'm John Sisson, and today we're taking a look at the 7 Artisans 35mm f1.4 lens. Now 7 Artisans did send this out to me, so just to let you know, they did want me to share my thoughts on it. It's not going to be biased towards how good the lens is. There are some good points and some bad points as well. But just to let you know, this is a manual focus lens made for the Sony E mount, and just taking a look on B&H, it is going to be made for the Nikon Z mount or the Z mount. So you can look forward to that, all the Nikon shooters out there. This is an f1.4 aperture, so it's going to be great for low light conditions and also to help blur out the background from your subject in focus. And while it is only manual focus, there are a lot of focusing aids that you can use with this camera, such as focus peaking, manual focus assist, which is something I actually use. So I just have it customized to one of the buttons here, just so I know I can get a shot in focus. But it is a lens that is made for, a lot of street photography. It could be used for portraiture as well, environmental portraiture for that matter, and maybe, to be honest, like more of a street walking around type of lens. So this could be a great addition to anyone's kit. It's not too expensive compared to your autofocusing lenses. I do have a Zeiss 35mm f1.4 and it is ginormous compared to this lens. And while that is autofocus, it is also just a lot larger and heavier. This is only, well, taking a look at the specs on the website, only 5 centimeters long, and I think from memory it's about 298 grams, which is going to be very easy and very light to take around with you. So this could be a good option for yourself. Now you're able to use this on crop sensor cameras like the A6400, and that will give you a crop of 52.5mm. So it's not going to be as wide when you're using it on a full frame camera. And it also does take 46mm filter threads. There's no lens hood that's applied with it, and also there are no electronic contacts on the mount of the lens, so you're unfortunately not going to get any XF data going through. Now you do have an aperture ring which clicks at every aperture you stop at, or every aperture that is on the lens. So the minimum is f16 while your widest is of course f1.4. You do have a manual focus ring, which is very nice and smooth. It's sort of similar to like how you have Zeiss Loxia lenses. So if you're a person that has used Loxia lenses, you're going to enjoy manually focusing with this lens. Although the size of the lens does change when you are focusing from your minimum to your infinite. It does have an 11 aperture blade, so it's going to provide some smooth out of focus blur, especially when you are shooting wide open at f1.4. Paired with the A7 III, I had the benefit of using image stabilization via the body. All you have to do is manually adjust it in the menu settings. When it came down to image quality, it was extremely sharp, especially in the centers, but towards the corners and the edges, it sort of fell apart where it wasn't as sharp. Now this is a characteristic of the lens, so just be aware of what you are getting when you are shooting with this lens. It's not going to be sharp throughout the whole frame. Now there was also some chromatic aberration and vignetting when shooting wide open. Sharpness wasn't my particularly favorite thing out of this lens. I did get some nice photos in the end with some nice colors coming out of it. The bokeh is fairly smooth. It's also thanks to its 11 bladed diaphragm and also the f1.4 aperture. Alright, so the 7 Artisans 35mm f1.4 seems like a decent lens. It's a lens that's going to be affordable for a lot of people, especially those that don't want to fork out a lot of money compared to, say, the Sony Zeiss 35mm f1.4. That lens is, like I said earlier, ginormous and is a lot costlier compared to this lens. Now obviously I can't really compare them because, you know what, this is a manual focusing lens and the price range of it is at a much lower price. So in terms of what you're actually getting in terms of image quality, it was sharp in the centers. It did fall apart when it came to the edges and the corners, so that's one of the downsides. But if you think about it, you are getting a lens that is made for the Sony A7 cameras, or if you're using on APS-C, it is a lens made for that those cameras as well. So there's a lot of versatility when it comes to using a 35mm focal length. And of course, it is fairly cheap and very simple to use. So if you want to get into manual focus photography, this could be a lens that you might want to add to your kit, especially if you have a full frame camera. The actual handling of the lens is quite good as well. You do have those clicky stops when you're changing the aperture, as well as that nice and smooth manual focus ring. That really does make a difference in terms of your shooting. Now, while there isn't any electronic contacts, there is also no weather sealing, so keep that in mind not to shoot this when it is dusty or wet outside. But that's about it from me. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you already own one of these lenses, let me know what you think of it and let me know your experiences. And remember to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel for more 7 Artisans reviews and tutorials. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more sample photos and photo updates. And don't forget to take a look in the description down below for more information about this lens, as well as affiliate links that do help support the channel and future projects going forward. Now until then, happy shooting and thanks for watching.